Hey guys, what's going on? Burba here, or Basscop as everybody calls me. Coming at you from now an empty Blazer, as you can see here. Not working on it today, but come at you with another type of video. Thought maybe I'd give you a little insight on some things. Why I chose Audiopipe, and who is Audiopipe, or what is Team Audiopipe. So stick around, I'll explain some stuff for you and maybe interested in it. So I thought I'd make a video with you guys today and tell you a little bit about myself. Some of you know me, some of you talk to me, on Facebook. Some of you know me personally. Some of you don't know me at all, other than, maybe we've chatted a few times on one of the Facebook groups, or, somebody messaged me with a question about stereo question or whatnot. So I thought I'd let you guys know a little bit about me and how I got into audio and why I chose the some of the paths I have taken now. I was born and raised in Logan, Ohio. I wasn't born, but I was raised in Logan, Ohio, and I got the bug I got into bass at a young age, even before I was driving. Had some friends that was a little bit older than me, and they had stereos, and I got interested in it and got my own license. I got my own car, and of course I started with my own stereo, and I had it was I can't remember the year, but it was a Dodge Daytona, and I had a couple Legacy 12s on an Optima amp that we got from Radio Shack. Those were the early days, and I just kind of grew from there. Got a different car. Of course, I was working in high school, and my parents didn't pay for anything as far as car audio goes for me. So I kind of, I had to get a job. I had to pay my own car payment, and of course, I bought my own audio stuff, and I kind of upgraded from there slowly over time. I got a different car, and had some good friends that was in the car audio, and I met a really good guy by the name of Steve Floyd. Steve, over the years, has taught me a lot about audio. I consider him an audio legend. He's been doing audio for years and years and years. He's had his hands on some influential builds, in my opinion, over the last few years. He built one of the original Dr. Frankenstein vans. And he also helped build a vehicle for another good friend by the name of Eric Parsley, who used to be very big in the DB drag back in the day. He won quite a bit, was a front runner for several years in the DB drag organization, helped many late nights working on his car back in, and back then he had a Geostorm wagon that we managed to squeeze, I believe it was 12 15s in it. But I had a lot of good vibes from a lot of good people over the years, and it just kept my drive going for car audio. I got another car, and I started with Dr. Frankenstein's, and I had a couple Dr. Frankenstein 12s, and some of you younger guys don't know who Dr. Frankenstein is, but back in the day, for a short time, they were a serious player in the car audio. I had some Frankenstein 12s on a couple Punch 100 amps, and that was back in the days where you paid about $10 a watt for some of those old Punch subs, or not subs, but amplifiers back in. And I got very few pictures from back in that time, and I'll see how good my editing skills are getting here. I can see if I could edit those pictures into this video here while I explain that to you. And I just slowly moved forward from there, and then I got a different car, and I was all about Rockford Fosgate then. And back then we didn't have as many audio brands as what is out there now. I mean, your big front runners basically then was Rockford Fosgate, Kicker, JL Audio, Precision Power, some brands like that. And they wasn't the brands, as many brands as they're out now. But then I kind of changed up, got a different car, and we ended up building a wall in it. I had a wall in a Chevy Cavalier back in the day. I had 612s on 2-punch 50.1s, and some of you old school guys will know those 50.1s were just unbelievable amps. They were rated for 50 watts. Of course, they didn't put out 50 watts. But it was a pretty cool setup. I'll try to squeeze a picture in of that too. I got a few pictures of that car. But then, I got older, and I tried to do the car audio thing, and got married, have kids, and I had to do some adulting in my life, and I had to play adult, so to say. And I kind of had to step away from car audio for a while to focus on what was the right thing to do. And I ended up going to college. And then I became a police officer. Worked for an agency for quite a few years before I went to the sheriff's office where I work now. And I told my wife many years ago that, I was always going to do car audio again, and I always told her that I was going to do something big. I was going to do a big build again sometime, and it took a lot of years to get there. It just didn't happen overnight. Did a lot of work and sweat and tears and getting our family to where we're at now, and getting us financially secure to where I could do things like this. And when the time was right, I started looking around, and I found this Blazer, and I bought it. And the day that I brought it home, or the very next day, I started tearing it apart. I started gutting it, and I started building on it. And even after I got it, I still wasn't sure what brand I was going to use. And I'm the type of person that just researches everything. Kind of a nerd when it comes to that. I just look into everything, and I look for all the reviews that I could find and comments that people were making, and I kept coming across Audiopipe, and I was comparing, let's say apples to oranges, not knocking some of these other brands like Rockford or Kicker, for example, but in my opinion, they're still putting out some good stuff, but they just not on the level that they used to be anymore. And that's just my opinion. So take that with a grain of salt. And then, I see that there's all these other audio brands out there that that were never around when I was younger, doing this before. And these brands, people were doing this and that with it, and I was researching and looking this stuff up, and then of course I'm looking at prices, and I'm like, whew, some of these prices are pretty cheap these days. And then I see some of these brands, and I'm like, whew, those are pretty expensive still. So I did a lot of comparing and contrasting, and I just kept coming across this brand, Audiopipe, that I was not real familiar with. They had been around for quite a few years, but they really wasn't sorry about that. They just wasn't, I don't know to say, they was an upstart company about the time that I was getting out of car audio. So I did a lot of research, looked at a lot of YouTube videos, and that sort of thing. I thought, you know what, these guys, this brand is decently priced, and it looks like they're getting some good stuff, good reviews and that sort of thing, so I'll give them a try. So I started purchasing their equipment, and I just obviously couldn't purchase everything right at one time. So I was building and buying a little bit at a time, and I got my build together and got it playing, and started on the Facebook groups. I become members of this group and that group, and obviously everybody's posting pictures and questions and videos and that sort of thing. And I started hitting some of the, I wouldn't say local, we don't have a whole lot of shows around here, but went to some car shows, and and started getting noticed on Facebook, and people giving me a thumbs up on stuff, and it just kind of grew from there. And I'll be quite honest with you, I never expected, I wouldn't say I'm anybody special, but it's kind of neat to see where it has taken me from this point to where I am right now. You know, I don't even know how it happened, but somebody just started calling me Basscop one day, and it just kind of stuck. And, you know, that's what a lot of people know me as now, even though my real name's Mike Burba. People, most of the time, my friends and family, you know, everybody just calls me Burba. But Basscop is kind of the name I get on the Facebook groups, and it kind of stuck there. But anyways, I just, you know, started making friends and talking to people, and just eventually over time, you know, everybody's looking at things, and I got noticed by Audiopipe, and got to talking to some people, some reps and that sort of thing from Audiopipe, and you know, the next thing you know, they're asking me to send pictures. They want pictures of this and they want pictures of that, and you know, before I knew it, I got put in their 2017 catalog, which was last year. Of course, you know, all this was in the making a year before, but you know, I thought that was kind of cool. I think that's a neat achievement to say, because you know, not a lot of people get in catalogs or magazines or something like that. So I thought it was pretty cool, and I'm very humble for the opportunity that I was given for that. And along the ways, I started meeting some of my teammates that I have now, like Jason Perderi, Ben Irby, and you get to know some of these people after you talk to them every day, every other day, and you kind of form a bond. And I know some of you can attest to this, that there is a bond that some of us form in this hobby. Whether it be by brand or just you've been buds for all years anyways, but you know, that's kind of how I got to the point where I am now with Audiopipe, and I'm very happy and honored to have what I have at this point, because it wasn't something that certainly happened overnight, and it wasn't something that I ever expected that would happen. Like I said, I went in with that, and you know, like meeting new people, and there's a lot of, let's see here, I especially learned when I started running with Audiopipe was there was a lot of hatred amongst just about as many people that like the Audiopipe product, and I kind of got thick skin from my job over the years anyway, so it didn't really bug me too much. But there's a lot of hate talk on Facebook and some of those other groups and forums. But I just, you know, tried to talk to people, and you know, hey, check it out anyways. Look what I've done with the brand, and you know, other team members doing the same thing. And you know, it's over the last couple years, I don't see that as much now with Audiopipe, or really any brand for that matter anymore. And it's my opinion, it's not really the brand that you run. Everybody's got a taste in something. You know, I'm a Chevy person. I like Chevys. You might like Ford, but I'm not going to sit on the internet and bash you for it. And I'm never going to bash somebody for the stereo equipment they run or how their setup is. But will be more than happy to help somebody make their system better. I've been doing car audio for on and off for over 20 years, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I know everything about car audio or everything about Audiopipe for that matter, but I'll help anybody that I can, because it's all for the love of this hobby. And I don't argue with people on Facebook, or you know, some of these posts that people put on, and you know, they can get pretty heated. And you know, I deal with a lot of the fights and family drama and everything else that I have to deal with on a daily basis with my job, and I'm just not going to do it with car audio. But what Audiopipe has done for me, like I said, I'm very humble, and I am very appreciative to Audiopipe for them taking the opportunity to reach out and form the bond that I have formed with Audiopipe, and getting noticed by some of their uppers with the company, such as J-Rod, as we call him, Julio Rodriguez, great guy. And like I said, and then I meet some of my team members that we have now, like Ben Irby, who has the Thug Nasty. I got a couple videos of his setup on here, and Jason Perderi, and the bond that I formed with those two. I can't explain the bond that I have with those two. And they're different bonds. I could talk to Ben about things that I can't talk to Jason about, and I could talk to Jason about things that I can't talk to Ben about. But in the end, it's all about helping each other and trying to make this brand respectable and show that you don't have to have $1,000 subs and $2,000 amps to make something sound good. And I don't know what the word I'm trying to look for here is, but you can represent the brand just by your actions and how you treat people. So as Jason kind of coined the term, we bleed Audiopipe, and I truly believe that, because the bond that I formed with the company and the bond that I have formed with my friends and teammates is unbelievable. Like I said, and it's not just team members I'm willing to help. I'm willing to help anybody. I mean, if they ask me, I get questions and messages and stuff from people all day and all night long. And there's times I'm laying in bed at night and people are messaging me 2 or 3 in the morning, and no, I'm not going to answer them then. But I wake up in the mornings and get ready for work, and sometimes I have all these notifications on Facebook, or I was tagged in a post, or there's some mornings I wake up, I have 2, 3, sometimes 10 messages from people asking me if I'm a dealer for Audiopipe, or what sub should they go with, what's the ratings on this. And like I said, I'm always willing to help and just try to guide people the best I can. I'm never going to exaggerate anything about Audiopipe. Is it the best? My opinion is it's the best for me. Is it going to be the best for you? It might not. But for Joe Schmuckatelli that lives down the road there, it may be the best brand that he's ever heard. And, that's, everybody's entitled to their own opinion of a brand. And to me, I can't be more happier with Audiopipe, just like you may be happier with another brand. And I'm not going to fault you for it. I'm not going to bash you for it and say, well, you're running blah, blah, blah brand, it sucks. Or, I'm not going to rag on it like some people rag on and say things like audio poop and stuff like that. So, and if it wasn't for people like you, representing the brand and asking questions and willing to take a minute to sit in some of our vehicles, and I think Ben has said this many times, people rag on Audiopipe all the time, just like some of these other brands. And then, when you go to these big shows like Slamology and that sort of stuff, people come over, hey, I've seen you guys on Facebook, I've seen you on YouTube, la da 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 da. I want to check this thing out. And then, one of us give them a demo, and they sit there and they say, holy shit, I didn't know Audiopipe could do that. And to me, that's a great feeling, because it doesn't always go down to what particular brand you have. It's a combination of the brand and how you build it and installing it correctly, powering it correctly. And I could go on and on and on and on about that. But, I just wanted to come at you with a video that, actually Ben Irby kind of came up with the idea of, why Audiopipe and who is Team Audiopipe. And that's who we are. We're always willing to help, whether it's Audiopipe or any other brand. if you got questions, we're going to help. We're going to ask. And we go to shows and we check out other people's stuff, and we sit in our vehicles and we trade demos, and it's all about the hobby. It's all about the love of it. It doesn't matter the brand or the vehicle. It's all about the hobby and the lifestyle. And some people, I guess, get older in age and kind of grow out of some of the, or I would say mature. And I would say that's what I was done over the years, is matured probably enough with the experience I had with my job to, like I said, you get thick-skinned to certain things, and it doesn't bug me, but I see it a lot. Well, I don't see it a lot so much anymore, but I'm just kind of rambling now. But that is kind of why I chose Audiopipe, because I'm the type of person that I like to be different. I dare to be different, and I think I've kind of proved, and some of the other guys on the team has kind of proved, that Audiopipe, as an upstart company, maybe they weren't that great, like a lot of companies aren't, and it takes time and years of testing and research and building, and and I do believe at this point that Audiopipe is a very reputable brand. They stand behind their product, and they certainly stand behind the people that use their product. And I just can't be more happier. I am so happy that I chose the brand of Audiopipe, because of what it is and where I am at now, and the friends and the friendships that I bonded with some of these people that I told you about. That's who we are, and we have a couple different Facebook groups on there on Facebook just for Audiopipe. One is Team Audiopipe, and I think we got about 1,000 and some members now, and it's a very good group. We do have one requirement to be part of, or two requirements actually. To be a member of that group, you must run Audiopipe equipment, and there was absolutely no trolling, no bashing each other, no nothing like that. So if you want to become a member of the Team Audiopipe Facebook group, certainly send an invite. We'll check it out. We do have a couple questions on there. Please answer the questions. And if you meet the requirements to be on the Team Audiopipe page, we'll accept you in and go from there. But also, just because you're a member of the Team Audiopipe page does not mean that you are, affiliated with Audiopipe in any means. Because there is a few of us that are sponsored by Audiopipe. Me being one. I've been asked a couple times over the last few days. So yes, I am sponsored by Audiopipe. I'm not going to go into details of what the sponsorship is, but not anybody just gets sponsored by any brand, let alone Audiopipe. And so let's not get into I can't tell you what it takes to be a sponsored person of Audiopipe. Let's just say that you got to prove. I wouldn't say prove, but if you want to look into the sponsorship program of Audiopipe, certainly contact Audiopipe and go from there. Jonathan Price actually did a video last year before, what it takes to be sponsored, and he really breaks it down really well about what it takes to be sponsored and get sponsored. So I would recommend checking out that video. And also we have another video, or not another video, but another group on Facebook called Audiopipe Only, and it's kind of a more laxed as far as being accepted to the group. That's kind of a group that anybody that enjoys Audiopipe can be a part of, and that group is slowly studying or increasing and growing too. So I don't know if I did that great of a video here for you guys today, but like I said, I just kind of wanted to give you a little rundown of who I am, how I got into car audio, and why I like car audio, and kind of how I I moved on to where I am with Audiopipe and Team Audiopipe. And I wanted to let you guys know a little bit about Team Audiopipe and who we are. Like I said, we're always willing to help anybody. It doesn't matter. I think I kind of touched on a little bit of everything that I wanted to speak about. So, no working on my Blazer today, but as you can see here, it is empty. So hopefully in the next couple days, I've started ordering some stuff, and got to go pick up some supplies. And it's kind of cold today. It only in the mid-30s, and had a kind of rough day at work. So don't really feel like working on it today, honestly, but I still thought that I would make this video and explain to you why I chose Audiopipe and who Team Audiopipe is. So I thank you for watching this video. You know, like I said, I'll try and insert some stuff in this video. I don't know how well I'll be able to do that. I'm still kind of an amateur at editing and putting these videos together, but I think I'm getting better. You know, if you like the video, certainly give me a thumbs up. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And all my links are in my description below before that on this video here. So thanks if you guys watched this whole video. I appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.